Hello, everybody. Well, I'm back here again, and like I said, we are gonna do some Doki Doki Blue Skies. I've actually been missing doing this one a fair bit. Hello, Dr. Bear. Why am I a doctor all of a sudden? Why am I a doctor? That's how I open pretty much every stream, just saying hello, everybody. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now I got it. I was slow on the draw there. Yeah. Hi, everybody! Maybe I'll end it off with goodbye, everybody! Scary? What was scary? Too much accent? That's just something I can do. Really crappy accents. That's it. Just accents. Voices? No. Add a random accent? God, yeah. It's only marginally better than the voices. Also, how you doing, Jen? Oh, nope, that's that. Settings, there we go. Make sure that's, turned on, because that always gets turned off whenever I just boot up the game. Doing much better today? I'm really glad to hear that. Very glad. Oh, I'm doing good. Slept surprisingly well, and I'm awake, so that's something. My tea is almost halfway done already, so that's fun. I don't know, maybe I'll take a brief break just to make another one after. Maybe like an hour or so in. I'll see how that goes. Okay, right, that's right. Wow, the last time I played this was April Fool's Day. It's been a while. It has been a while. Alright, so just a brief recap of what happened the last time I played this from what I recall. We made our second poem. At this point, Natsuki is refusing to read our poems because it's very clear we're writing them for someone else. In this case, we're writing them for Yuri. Because Wheelspin decided we're going to try to go for Yuri. They also, Yuri and Natsuki kind of apologized to each other after having a bit of an argument the first day I was officially a member. And we're also starting to get prepped for the school festival, which pretty much nobody is jazzed for, other than Monica and Sayori. So let's boot it up and write our third poem. Okay. Words that relate to Yuri. Captive? Hell yeah. Off to a good start. 1 out of 20. Tenacious? Yep. And as always, just let me know how the music and my voice compare to each other, just so I know what to adjust. Crimson? Hell yeah. Doing good so far. Hair? Damn it. Okay, so that's 3 for Yuri, 1 for the other 2. I just need Yuri to have the majority. Contamination, yep. Alright. And again, if I am feeling up to it, I will go back, look through my VODs, find all the words I picked for these poems, and attempt to write poems or something with them. It probably won't happen. If they do happen, they'll be absolute... they'll be something. They won't be good. They'll be something. This kind of creative writing is not my thing. Stories are my kind of creative writing. And even then, yeah, my one friend kind of tore them apart. Let's go with entropy. There we go. Intellectual. Alright, good, good, good. Anxiety. Yep. Disoriented. Yep. Okay, that could, like, be just about anybody at this point. Incapable. Yep. Mausoleum. Yep. Infallible. Alright. At this point, she's definitely got the, majority. Abstract? Yep. Misfortune? Okay, that's a Sayori. Infinite? Frightening? Incongruent? After image? Okay. Uncontrollable? Determination. Alright, that's very clearly a Yuri, majority. And now for the voice acting. Welcome back to Faux British Monica. Which I think my Lily voice has morphed into the Monica voice I did, slowly over time. Well, not slowly, just kind of abruptly. Oh well. It works, and well enough. Oh, man. I'm the last one here. Oh, don't worry about it. Everyone's late from time to time. Besides, you've been working hard, so I think you deserve some slack. I guess so. I'm usually pretty punctual, but I just lost track of time today. What made you forget the time? It's a funny story, actually. I recently decided to learn how to play the piano, so I was practicing just now. That's probably why I didn't notice the school bell going off. You can play the piano? That's quite impressive. I've always wanted to play an instrument myself. I think my Yuri voice has changed, but oh well. The voices are going to change up a lot. It's not as cool as you make it out to be. I've only been playing for a little while, so I've still got a ways to go before I'm any good. You should pick up an instrument too, Yuri. I could definitely see you playing the violin. Yeah, that pretty much suits Yuri perfectly. Violin is a beautiful instrument. I'm partial to the sound of the flute as well. Flutes can be calm and elegant, just like you. Thank you. How's it like to play the piano? It's really an enjoyable instrument to play. Not to mention, I really love how it sounds. One moment, it can sound gentle and soothing. The next, powerful and full of force. Piano's an instrument I'm familiar with too. Well, at least somewhat. My father had signed me up for piano lessons when I was younger. He'd been playing it since high school and wanted to pass his passion down to me. But I never really got into it. Considering that, you'd think that I would hate the piano. But for some reason, I find myself internally cheering on Monica. Maybe because it reminds me of my father in a way. Okay, Monica playing the piano reminds you of your father playing the piano. I mean, yes, the piano is the common link here, but it's like, what? Monica is now the replacement father. When I see you playing the piano, Monica, I think of my father. Great pickup line, don't you think? Monica, you certainly are a talented individual. First starting your own club from the ground up, and now picking up the piano on a whim. I doubt I'd be able to do that. Oh, don't say that! Anyone can do amazing things as long as they have a passion for it. Which is why I think we're all going to do amazing at the festival. I really gotta get back into the flow of doing the Monica voice. It's feeling really off today. I did say I wanted to change up Natsuki's voice. At least I said that to myself. But now I'm at a loss of what I want to make her voice. I've really got nothing planned for that. Should have thought this through beforehand. But nah, just like everything else, I just kind of figured things. Just don't do a nasally one because many regrets. Yeah, I think if you watch the VODs, you know the voice I initially chose for her. I actually was not a fan of that. Because that actually is kind of hard in my throat. No amount of tea in the world will fix that. It's at times like this I wish I had a voice changer. Yours was a bit of rude valley girl thing going on. Try my lolly voice. Oh yeah, joy! I can do that again. My really crappy high-pitched one. I mean, yeah, she is the youngest. Oh my god. Just an octave higher and whispers. I think it's pretty sad that you can say for me to do my lolly voice. What have I done to myself? What have I done to myself for someone to say that? Yeah, do your lolly voice. What have I done? I don't know how high I can make my voice, though. Without it hurting. Give it a go. Let's hear it. Everyone has one, not just you. But no one really calls it out. Especially not as, do your lolly voice. I'm a grown man trying to do the voice of a young high school girl. You never asked me to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I will in the future. Be prepared for that next time you play a visual novel with multiple characters. I'm asking you to do a lolly voice. Okay, how the hell did I do this again? I've done this like a million times. As evidenced by yesterday. Yeah, I'll just try to do my standard lolly voice, and then I'll probably just kind of change it from there as we play through more and more, because everyone's voices have been changing forever and ever. Oh, come on, damn it. Okay.
Ah! I can't wait for the festival!
Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get.
It's gonna be awesome!
Natsuki, weren't you just protesting the festival yesterday?
Well, obviously I meant everything besides our part of the festival. I still don't like the idea of performing.
Monica rolls her eyes. I don't want to start this whole debate over again either.
But I am looking forward to everything else. It's a whole day of school where you can just run around and eat till you burst.
I can see the eagerness in Natsuki's eyes. She must really like food. Kinda reminds me of a certain someone. Speaking of which, where is Sayori? Oh, there you are. Sayori's sitting at a desk in the back of the room, staring out the window. I walk over to her. As I do, I hear the girls continue to converse behind me. Something about squid? Me not reading the screen and thinking you were being cheeky. That thought was kind of in the back of my mind as I read it. It's like, huh, would she take that to mean her? I don't know. It was in the back of my mind. It's like, yeah, that might apply to Jen too, potentially. Yeah, great. We missed the whole horrible pun from Natsuki. You're basically Natsuki, you are aware. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face.
Eh?
You're spacing out again.
Ah. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Are you okay? She forces a smile. It's not very convincing.
Of course I am, silly. Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know. You just seem a bit off today. Maybe I'm wrong, but My mind wanders back to what she asked me as we were walking home together.
You worry too much, Baron. I'm fine, seriously.
She shows me another smile, much bigger and more genuine. While it seems much more Sayori-like, there's still something inside me that feels like something's up. Sayori must have noticed as she hastens to explain.
Tell you the truth, I just didn't get much sleep last night. I'm really tired, so sorry if I'm a little cranky. Seriously though, I'm probably not much fun to hang around with right now. Why don't you spend some time with the others? I might try to have a little nap.
Sure. Okay. Just, know that if anything's bothering you, you can talk to me, okay? I'd hate to see you suffering in silence. She nods.
Suffering might be a little strong of a word.
Well, you know what I mean. Sayori nods again, then shoos me away. As I wander off to talk to Monica, that feeling of uneasiness isn't going away. Maybe that's just how Sayori is these days? I mean, it's been a good few years since we properly hung out together. Maybe she's changed? Deep down, I know that isn't the reason. Still, maybe Monica knows more than I do. After all, she's the president, right? Yeah, she just knows everything and everything. Everything and anything. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, damn it! I timidly approach her. She's shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Baron, what's up?
I decide to just jump right in. There's no point beating around the bush. Hey, so, have you noticed anything wrong with Sayori recently? Wrong? What do you mean? I don't know, she just seems a little downcast today. So, do you have any idea why she might be feeling off? Like, have you seen her act this way before?
No, I can't say I've ever seen her like this before.
Yeah, she said she's just feeling tired because she didn't get much sleep. But to be honest, I'm not buying it. She's normally upbeat and cheerful. Her behavior has been so uncharacteristic. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Wait, didn't she say she was going to try and nap? I screwed that line up. Hooray! I continue the trend of screwing up the lines.
Maybe there is something on her mind. My question, though, is why you're asking me, Baron. You've certainly known her longer than I have.
Oh, that sounded terrible. What the hell happened there? Yeah, well, you spent more time around her recently than I have, with the club and all.
I guess so.
But I've never seen her dismiss me? Maybe she didn't exactly dismiss me, but it felt like she just wanted me gone. Sorry, I'm just concerned for her. You know? I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, that's all.
No. I appreciate you coming to me. It's really sweet how concerned you are for her. After all, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Eh? Are you sure it's a good idea? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? I know you've known Sayori for longer than I have, so perhaps you're right. Still, it's worth a try. I also have to talk to her about what she wants to do for the festival anyway. Alright. Fair enough then. I just hope she's more receptive to you than she was with me. Monica pauses, studying my worried facial expression. The warmth of her smile reflects in her eyes. You really care about her, don't you? From what I can gather, you've been friends for a while. Yeah, we've been childhood friends for as long as I can remember. Although before I joined the club, we'd been drifting a lot. I hate thinking that she's been like this before without me around to help her. Hey, I know it's hard, Baron. It's never easy seeing a friend suffer. But for what it's worth, she's lucky to have someone so thoughtful looking out for her. Don't blame yourself for it. You can't always be there for everyone.
This feels like a subtle thing of, yeah, that's actual true advice, but also, hey, you're in a visual novel, you can only focus on one girl out of the multiple choices, so as much as you want to be there for all of them, you can't. The game will not allow it. There is no harem route. I know she's right, but the feeling of guilt still resides. Yeah, I guess.
Hey, she's been a lot happier since you joined the club, you know?
Huh? Really?
Yep. She told me she was kind of surprised at first, as she didn't expect you wanted to join. But once she got over that, she enjoyed having you around. Anyway, I know it's hard seeing her like this. I'll talk to her and see what I can do, okay? She'll be fine. Don't you worry.
I sure hope so. Let's just hope you're right, Monica. Thank you for everything, by the way. You've been a big help.
You're too kind, Baron. Nothing to thank me for.
She stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else. But that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica to talk to her. For some reason, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice that Yuri is peering over her book at me. Realizing that she's staring, she timidly hides behind her book. Did she overhear the stuff about Sayori? Perhaps she can help. I walk over to where Yuri's sitting and slide into the desk next to her.
I'm sorry if I was distracting you. I didn't mean to stare at you like that.
Yuri, it's okay. You're not bothering me at all. She sighs, appearing somewhat relieved.
I see. Well, I couldn't help but notice you were deep in thought. Is there something on your mind, Baron?
Well, yes, actually. But how could I tell you? She gently flicks a page in her book back and forth, rubbing her thumb gingerly against the corners.
I'm usually alone with my thoughts, so I know what to look for. Not that I was specifically watching you or anything. Oh dear. I hope you don't think that's weird of me.
Don't worry about it. I think being so perceptive is kind of cool. Perhaps you could help me with something, Yuri. Her curiosity piqued. She folds the page she was reading slightly to mark it for later, then shuts the book and turns to me.
Are you sure I'm the right person for that?
I do. You seem to have your head on right, so you'll probably give me great advice.
I see. Well, I'll do my best, I suppose.
Okay, so I guess the main issue is actually... Have you noticed anything up with Sayori?
Sayori?
She glances over to Sayori, who's totally oblivious to what's happening around her. Yeah, things just seem really different, you know? Like she's not herself. I tried to ask her about it, and she just told me she was tired. But I'm not so sure. Yuri idly taps at her book with her finger, apparently thinking things over.
That must be quite worrying for you. I'm sorry to hear she's not feeling well. Forgive me if this isn't an appropriate question, but do you mind me asking how long you've known each other?
Gosh, as long as I can remember, really. We hung out a lot as kids, but as we got older, we kinda drifted apart. Since I've been coming to the club, though, I've had the opportunity to spend more time with her. Yuri nods contemplatively. Big words.
Okay. Well, perhaps she doesn't feel comfortable sharing what's ailing her? That's not to say she doesn't think of you as a good friend. You just, haven't really seen much of each other recently, have you? Forgive me if that sounds too harsh.
I place my hand on Yuri's shoulder. She tenses up for a split second, but quickly eases down again. Yuri, trust me. If you were bothering me, I'd tell you. You need to stop apologizing so much. It's really okay.
Sorry. I mean...
I let out a soft laugh. She's very sincere. It's quite endearing. I understand where you're coming from, though. Perhaps I'll need to work my way up to that level of connection with her again. Yuri folds her arms and tilts her head to the side, allowing her long violet hair to droop down over the desk.
Baron, have you heard of the proverb about our three masks?
Huh? I don't think I have.
Well, to put it simply, every person has three different faces. The first is how we present ourselves to people in public. Strangers, passersby, that sort of thing. The second is how we present ourselves to our close friends and family, the ones we hold dear to our hearts. and the last is reserved only for oneself. It's our truest representation of our being that no one else can possibly interpret. Wow, interpret, a word I know very well, and I guess, screwed up on that one. Of all the words of that sentence, interpret screwed me up. That's actually pretty amazing. Yuri truly seems to know what she's talking about. Notice that I said how we present ourselves, not how we feel. I think perhaps the way Sayori acts and the way she feels aren't necessarily the same. I think I understand. But what makes you bring that up? You felt as though something wasn't right from the beginning, correct? Maybe your intuition is trying to guide you toward that conclusion on its own. Of course, that's just my perspective. It's entirely possible that I'm looking too much into it. Although, I must admit, I am curious about her seemingly sudden attitude shift. I wonder what could have caused that. Gee, I wonder. I assume you don't know of any potential events that could have had an impact on her life, do you? Nothing comes to mind. Although, as you said earlier, I'm not sure if she'd tell me anyway. She turns to face me, wearing a plaintive smile. I understand this must be quite frustrating for you, Baron. You want to help her, but she won't let you. But sometimes, there's only so much you can do. For now, your best bet would be simply to let her know you're there for her, without prying. I'm sure she would open up to you when she feels comfortable doing so. She's lucky to have such a thoughtful person looking out for her. Friends like that are quite hard to come by these days. Monica said something similar to me just now. I rubbed the back of my neck in embarrassment. You guys give me too much credit. I'm just doing what any friend would do, right? I mean, yeah, if you're a friend, you're just gonna be there for somebody. You'll help them if you can and if they actually want the help. But it's just kind of, the unconditional love and support you give your friends. There's nothing extraordinary about what I'm doing for Sayori. So humble. Anyway, do you mind if we do some reading? I can't do anything else for Sayori, so I might as well take my mind off of it. Of course. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles reassuringly at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Whom should I show my poem to first? Again, I'll just use what I've been going with first. Initially, I'll go Monica, then Natsuki, then Sayori, then Yuri. That's just how I'm doing it. Because Monica's always got the most long-winded talks, so just get her out of the way right away. Hi, Baron. I approach Monica, wanting to talk about Sayori with her some more.
But she takes control of the conversation before I can say anything, and immediately jumps into club business.
This might come as a surprise, but we have a festival coming up soon.
I mean, we were there yesterday for the whole talk about the festival. We know the festival is coming. We had an entire discussion about this last day in the class. So this isn't a surprise. We've also been to this school before, so we know when the festival is, damn it. Oh, wow. I never would have guessed.
Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival?
Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people? I'll have to give it some more thought. Despite any praise the girls might have given me, I really doubt that my poetry is up to snuff. It's better than anything I could ever write. I'm sure that there's not just a little bias during the poetry discussions.
Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. You wouldn't want to let the club down, right?
Wow, yeah, no pressure. She says it with a teasing tone, but a chill runs down my spine when I think about the implications of disappointing everyone. We'll read our terrible poem. Everyone boos. It's like,
now, Baron, we're not mad. We are just disappointed.
Who knows what Monica would do to me if I betrayed her as her loyal literature club subject.
She's not the queen. Not to mention, I'm also looking forward to seeing your performance.
Right. That's definitely not something I can relate to.
Don't worry so much. You'll do fine. After all, you've been doing fine in these poetry discussions so far.
So you say.
Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Here it is. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands. But although we're supposed to be discussing poetry right now, I can't help but remain preoccupied by thoughts of Sayori. I'm worried about her, to say the least. It's such an unexpected change that's come over her. Did something happen to her?
Baron?
Huh? Sorry, did you just call my name?
Yeah, twice actually. You seem like you're a million miles away. What's up?
I was just thinking about whatever's happened to Sayori. So, sorry if I wasn't paying attention.
It's fine, Baron. I understand. For what it's worth, you're a good friend for caring so much about her.
Thanks. I just hope that things can go back to normal soon.
Well, my advice to you would be to let her come to you on her own. She'll talk if she wants to talk. I think you should respect her boundaries.
You're right. I appreciate the advice, by the way.
Of course. I'm always willing to lend a sympathetic ear if you need one. Today might not be the happiest of days for the club. But that's alright. Not every day will be happy. We'll all pull through this together.
I hope so. I feel like I shouldn't be going about the club normally. But I think that Sayori probably needs some normalcy right now. So in the end, I tried to get the poem sharing back on track. Anyway, since we're supposed to be sharing poems right now...
Oh, I almost forgot about it myself. Some president I am, huh?
Monica quickly whips out her pristine composition notebook.
Here's my poem then, alright?
Thanks. The Box, Part 2. On my nightstand sits an ornate box, painstakingly crafted, decorated with the most delicate filigree? Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. The most beautiful box you'd ever see. In that box stands a slender porcelain ballerina. No, not stands. Twirls. She is inanimate, yet animate. Cold, yet vibrant. And oh, so beautiful. The most beautiful ballerina you'd ever see. She spins and spins and spins as the box's melody goes. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. She neither smiles nor frowns, a permanent look of blank composure painted on her facade. She dances for my amusement, yet I am evaded by amusement. The room spins around me. Vertigo. I want answers, but she gives me none. I slam the box closed, yet the room still spins. My skin, porcelain. Is this all she is meant to be? Is this the meaning she is supposed to derive? Is this the sole purpose of her existence? And then her skin cracks, shattering. Yeah, I'm seeing the theme with Monica's poems. The theme of being trapped. As much as you want to escape or find some other meaning, they are trapped in an existence dictated for them. That's been like the theme of all of her poems right now. I want to escape, but, being incapable of doing so.
You know, I feel like looking for answers and contemplating your reality are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about.
I see. I never really put much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. How fitting. Somber subjects for a somber day.
Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't one-dimensional creatures. That's what makes people so interesting. You might think it would be way better if everyone was happy and uncomplicated all the time. But how would we know what happiness was if it weren't for the sadness to compare it to?
Ugh. My mind is going too fast. Or actually, no, my mind is going too slow for my mouth. I guess that's true. Even so, I'd rather not see my friends so troubled.
Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Do you ever feel discouraged when something you put a lot of time into doesn't get as much attention as you thought it would? For instance, you could have spent hours and hours on a poem. only to have your friends barely glance at it when you show it to them. It might make you feel like doing any more is useless. And the sad truth is, the world is so saturated with creative works already that most people won't receive any attention. At least, relative to the most popular artists and authors. There's actually not much you can do in that situation besides try your best. However, you should also shouldn't think of things in terms of popularity and number of views. The most important thing should be your own personal self-satisfaction. If you're proud of yourself and your work, then I say that's enough success.
You hear that, guys? Hear that, everyone watching? It's not about the you really shouldn't have to be thinking about your popularity or number of views on something. Be satisfied with your own work. The one you want to impress is yourself. Like, that is not just writing advice, that is life advice. That is straight up just life advice. I'm never impressed with myself. I should do so much more work to be impressive. Oh my god. Okay, you know what she's trying to say and what I'm trying to say too. You're a bear right now? Oh, you're wearing a bear onesie? Okay, guess all advice isn't gonna be universal, but just in a general sense, yes. That's kind of the advice you'd want to follow. The only one you really want to impress is yourself. The present company not, yeah. Point taken and conveniently ignored. Okay. You got the point at least. You understand the point. That was the most depressing writing tip of the day ever. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yeah, that was freaking depressing as shit, too, still. As good as advice it was depressing. Alright, we're gonna go to Natsuki, which I think she'll just straight up ignore us.
Yeah, no thanks.
Wait, what?
You didn't even... Next!
Yeah, she doesn't care about reading ours because we've been making them geared to Yuri. So now we go to Sayori.
It's good to see you taking poetry seriously, Baron.
Yeah, truthfully, I wasn't really sure how much I'd like writing poems, but coming here made me realize how enjoyable it can be.
It looks like you've really been influenced by Yuri, too.
Eh? Have I?
Did you write it specifically for her?
What? No, I didn't. Sure, buddy. Sure. What gave you that impression?
Never mind. It's a nice poem, by the way.
Thank you. An awkward silence descends upon us.
It's good to see you making friends, though. Seeing you get closer to them, seeing you happy, It makes me happy too.
I turn to look at her, but she's deliberately avoiding eye contact as she aimlessly fiddles with a pen in her hands. Her words really don't match her demeanor. No sense in questioning it, though, as I already know what the response would be. How was your nap, by the way?
Oh yeah, it was great! Really helped.
I'm fully aware that she didn't nap at all, and the fact she went along with the lie further confirms my suspicions. I open my mouth to call her out on it, but then I stop, remembering Yuri's words. Perhaps now just isn't the best time to ask her about whatever's whatever's on her mind. Where am I getting going from? It's not like we're best friends nowadays. There's clearly some distance between us, as much as I don't want to admit it. I've asked her what's wrong, but she didn't really confide in me. It's frustrating, but as Yuri said, all I can do now is let her know I'm there for her and respect her boundaries. Sometimes you have to just work with the hand you've been dealt, I guess. Hey, Sayori. Look, this might sound a bit weird, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what's going on. I shouldn't have pried earlier. I should have respected your privacy. It's just hard for me to sit back and do... well, it feels like nothing.
It's okay. I appreciate the concern. Thank you. Anyway, Monica told me she wanted to discuss our festival preparations after everyone was done sharing poems. So, I should probably show you my poem now. Anyway, here it is.
Fairy tale. In a kingdom far, far away, there was a castle. In the castle, there was a wish. The wish came to be long, long ago. She was made to be an angel. But I wasn't an angel. I was just a wish to make everyone happy. I took on their burdens and did what I could. I kept safe their dreams like a guardian should. The seeds from my efforts then spread far and wide. I fed them with power I found deep inside. People liked me when I made things right, but they got used to it and stopped believing so much. I watched the children play and felt sad, but I was happy too. I really was. It truly was enough to be the fairy godmother, the one everyone depended on and trusted. But time kept on passing as I gave my all. I had nothing left and I couldn't stand tall. But I kept going on as I'd always done, a soldier in battle with nowhere to run. Even wishes get tired too. Once everyone was happy, my job was done. But what came after? I could see darkness on the horizon. Quick, make it all go away. When everyone's big and bright, what more could anyone wish for? Nobody knew how long it would keep up, but they kept living happily, happily, happily ever after. Yeah, I think we know what Sayoris are all about. All about just worried more about other people happy and never your own happiness.
So, what did you think?
Wow, Sayori, I had no idea you could write like this. This is something else. Have the others seen this?
No, not yet. You're the first one I've showed it to.
What an honor, eh? So, what's this one about? Dude! It's pretty goddamn obvious what it's about!
We are dense as fuck. From what I can gather, it's about someone who tries to keep everyone happy, right? She nods. And people like that, but eventually they kinda got used to it. But that's okay, because at least they were still happy. And this person, the Kingdom's Wish, even she gets a little tired from time to time. But as long as everyone's happy, that's her job. She's happy when others are happy. That's the most important thing. I look back at the poem, trying to pick up on the more subtle meanings. But surely the angel doesn't have to be alone. People don't have to depend on her just to be happy. Surely the angel could share the responsibility, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking into this a bit too much. I just feel kinda sorry for her. I blink. Am I seriously empathizing with a fictional angel? Yes. You can have empathy toward fictional characters. That is a thing you can do. That's just a thing. You can feel empathy toward fictional characters. It's almost how, oh, I don't know, like something was written well. It's how you can watch a show and actually, you know, get emotionally invested in it. Or read a book and be emotionally invested in it. Play a game and be emotionally invested in it. Maybe I'm really getting into this poetry thing. I'm glad my poems can get such a reaction out of you, Baron. I really put a lot of thought into this one last night. And you seem to have picked up on it. With an uncomfortable dawn of realization, it becomes quite clear how this poem relates to Sayori. Duh! You just figured it out now. I'm not gonna have much luck questioning that, though. Well, I hope the angel finds happiness soon. Maybe she should share her burdens with other people. She just might be surprised at how receptive the people of the kingdom are. But then they'll be sad! That would be selfish! Or maybe they'll be happy to give something back to their angel. After all, she was keeping them happy. It's only fair they get to give something. It's only fair they get to give something back, right? A shake of the head and a sad smile is my only response. Yeah, that's sad. She can't even possibly think of that. Oh. Too relatable. Now our last poem sharing session. Baron, it amazes me every time you show me a new composition. Your poetry is phenomenal. I can't fathom how you're able to write this so naturally. The words flow from the page with vigor. It even makes me feel somewhat jealous. It seems so easy for you, whereas I find myself stressing about each piece. Yuri, I don't think that's entirely accurate. I don't have an innate talent for writing.
Yeah, I just sit on my ass when I get home and watch anime and read manga. That's our characterization. Sorta. We were kind of a lazy bum. But I do know an incredibly skilled writer whose work motivates me to do my best. Wow. And that's you, Yuri. Wow, you went from kind of low-key, maybe sorta complimenting her slash flirting. Just kind of leave it in the air in case she doesn't, accept it, to just straight up saying, yeah, it's you. You make me want to write better because you are amazing and talented. Subtlety, man. Gotta use a little bit of subtlety sometimes. My goodness. Yuri gently smiles to herself, closing her eyes.
This feeling. I had no idea that sharing my poetry would feel like this. It's so freeing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I still can't believe you've never shared your writing before now. I think so many people would love to see your work.
You say that, but I'm not sure it's that simple.
Huh? How so?
Well,
Yuri looks out of the window wistfully.
Baron, do you know what I do in the afternoons? I like to find a quiet spot to eat lunch by myself. It's a wonderful time to reflect on things without distraction. In fact, I'm also able to catch up on my reading. Do you know why I enjoy reading so much, Baron? There's so many amazing types of people within the pages. People who might infatuate you, or perhaps someone who can make you smile in your darkest moments. It might sound pathetic, but it makes me feel better about my solitude. It's almost as if I have my own group of friends. Is that weird? I don't have to worry about disappointing them. They don't find joy in deriding me. And they don't hate me for acting so insufferably pretentious.
Yuri, do people really say those things about you?
People might think I'm haughty, or that I'm a know-it-all. But in actuality, I know nothing useful about the world. I might be able to tell you what defines a Shakespearean sonnet, but I'm totally lost when it comes to socializing. I don't even know how to make myself happy.
She's just kind of letting it out. We've known you for 4 days. First act is pretty much all the same, right? Yeah, Act 1 of the mod is pretty much the same as base game, with just a few little changes here and there. Yeah, this is still Act 1. You'll see when it definitely changes. But we start to truly get into mod original stuff.
I have all these feelings.
Is Blue Skies happier? It can be. Depends on which route you end up getting. Again, when they made this mod, they said they are inspired by Katawa Shoujo, so it's gonna have a similar mood to that at times. Without spoiling anything that happens in any routes. That's just it was inspired by Katawa Shoujo, so they're trying to go for that kind of feeling throughout. So it can be happy, it can be sad. Just all depends on which choices we make. So, needless to say, it'll get kind of serious at times. But I can end up happier. That I know.
I have all these feelings. And all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that it became apparent that something was missing. You.
Me? Are you sure?
Yes. The fact that you're willing to be patient with me, it really means a lot to me. I know there's so many things wrong with me, Baron. My diction is irritatingly slow. I'm never able to find confidence in my own opinions. And I look for hidden depths where they don't exist. But despite all of that, you didn't leave me. Baron, I can count on one hand the number of people I feel comfortable talking to. You're one of those people. And, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, just to kind of further elaborate on the point about the mod, this isn't gonna be like rain clouds. This isn't just woe is me in the back of my mind all the time and then end with, you know, death. It's not that. There are going to be a lot of points where we are going to laugh, we are going to just smile. They just made it a regular visual novel with heavy inspiration from Katawa Shoujo.
I see.
Well, in my eyes, you're an incredible person. It'd be weird if I didn't treat you nicely, you know? I joined this club hoping to meet some new people. And I'm glad I got to meet you.
Yes. I'm glad that I got to meet you too.
Yuri hides her face in her hands. However, I notice she's smiling this time. Do you want to show me your poem?
Yes. Yes, I do. Let me get it for you.
Alright, let's see if I can actually read hers this time. Because for the life of me, the last one, I just could not get through the cursive and the big words, like, at all. Like, the bigger words. I don't know, I could not read it. But so far, I think we're good. Heartbeat. Pounding eyes, exasperation. Flowing liquid, conflagration? Conflignation? I'm gonna go with conflignation. Rhythmic pulses of candid blush, delicate notes, thoughts that rush. A considerate quail quietly quelled, sleepy ribbons of bliss excelled. Careful hearts are wild and flimsy, patched or broken or on ultimate whimsy. Nebulous trails of dainty tracks, final thoughts, no turning back. Irrepressible, fervent drive to breathe, kindness calmed that will never leave. Exalted glow of fluorescent moss, graceful steps of love on loss, love or loss. Happy thoughts or hidden grief. A cautiously cut crimson leaf. Thrashing thread of an untamed gaze. Cacophonous chaos of hearts ablaze. Sparking sounds of silent desire from strawberry rhythms that never rhymes, or probably rhymes, of that never tire. Whatever. Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a Yuri thing. A Yuri-style poem. Just a lot of anxiety. And obviously the careful... Where is it? Where is that? The cautiously cut crimson leaf. Yeah, I think we can know what that's relating to. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri. But instead of taking it from me, she looks away.
I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
No, of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. Also kind of a semi-love thing in there too. Also, this clearly isn't the poem that Natsuki said she wrote about. Hey, Aqua! Yeah, it's actually a mod of Doki Doki Literature Club. Doki Doki Literature Club Blue Skies. So, as I was just even saying to Jen earlier, it was heavily inspired by Katawa Shoujo, so it's gonna play something like that. So, taking its stuff serious. Heard about the mod, makes it less awful. Yeah, we're not gonna, just find Sayori hanging. We're not gonna be gently opening the door and finding our best friend hanging from the rafters. That's not a thing that will happen. Don't even, it never happened. Oh. Yeah. Just hanging, bro. Yeah. We can hang out with Sayori in a different way. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll be hanging with her in a different way. In the good, proper way. Also, what? We never talked. Natsuki didn't let us even read her poem, nor did she mention anything about Yuri, so I don't know what this line is about. That's a little weird. Meaning I'm probably the only one she's showing this to.
Maybe it's hypocritical of me, but I'm not sure if I can explain this one.
Don't worry. The meaning is pretty clear to me. And for once, we're not dense. Yuri is having an even harder time speaking than usual. Must have put a lot of thought into this one, huh? Yuri nods. Well, I'm really happy you showed me this poem. So, thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Which route am I going for? So, as decided by a wheel spin, because I decided to use a wheel spin to decide, the first route I'm going for is Yuri, actually. So, all the poems I've had to make with the poem minigame have been geared toward her. aquarium favorite. I feel like that's an autocorrect. Yuri best girl. That's debatable. I will debate that to the ends of the earth. But everyone is, you know, free to have their own opinion. If I could in some way, I would definitely have the plushies out with me. Like, at least the one whose route I'm on out with me. So there's Yuri. But I got no way of properly setting that up without, I don't know, somehow setting up a tall thing behind me and fixing them in place, which I think would just be weird. But no, they're here in spirit. A small smile plays across Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the poem back to her. But instead, Yuri gently takes my hands and pushes them back toward me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch. You can... The poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. Yuri smiles again. There's something so pure about it. You always know what to say, Baron. Perhaps someday I can make you feel good too. Okay. Yeah. I'd like that. Yuri finally turns back toward me. Yeah, you could. We should probably think about sharing with the others. Let's see, do I have access to my... Oh, I do have access to my other emotes. All the emotes I'm sub to. I love this stupid emote. We should probably think about sharing with the others. But I'll see you later, won't I? Yeah. I promise, Yuri. With that, Yuri pivots on her heel, making her way back to her desk. Okay, everyone. We're all done sharing poems, right? In which case, let's start figuring out what we're all going to be doing for the festival. Yeah, Natsuki, how is she gonna forget? This was a day ago.
You still remembered? I'll pretend that I didn't hear that. Anyway, as I was saying... Well, I already know what I'm doing. That's right. Natsuki will be making her specialty, cupcakes. But we might need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted!
I feel like I lost my... I'm not doing my lowly voice right. Oh well, again, the voices will evolve.
And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori, you mentioned goodie bags earlier, if I remember correctly. Yep. I want to make some goodie bags for everyone. And put in little quotes, bookmarks, and candies. Ah, yes, that was it. Great idea. People will love it. Indeed. We're glad you're helping, Sayori. Ah, you guys. It's nothing special. The cupcakes sound amazing, though.
Wow, not humble, totally humble there, Natsuki. Yeah, yeah.
Of course. Because I'll be making them.
Question, why is Monica British? Is that why she isn't romanceable? Oh my god, that's terrible! Monica is British because that's just how I decided to start voicing her. It started semi-normal, and then I felt like her voice was too similar to Yuri's in a way, and yeah, Monica just kind of became British. Also, I'm not even gonna lie here, a fan fiction I have been reading has Monica be from England, where she just kind of pops out an English accent whenever she feels like it, apparently. So I kind of took a little inspiration from that. Plus, come on, a teasing Brit? I gotta do an accent at some point. And doing my crappy faux British or faux Australian, whichever it decides to be at the moment, is like the best one I've got. It's just the one that kind of comes more natural. Okay, my girl voices are awful, okay? I had to do something to help differentiate it. We all share a collective laugh.
How about you, Yuri? Ideally, I'd like to do something that could enhance the atmosphere of our performances. I'd like to experiment with some aromatherapy as well, if that's okay with you. Of course, that's fine. I'm excited to see what you come up with. You've also got beautiful handwriting, so perhaps something that involves that.
Yuri ponders for a moment.
How about banners and decorations? It's funny that you mentioned that. I was just about to say that myself. Well, great minds think alike, right?
She shares a laugh with Yuri and turns to me.
Anyway, that just leaves you, Baron.
The only club member who's useless.
Don't say that. In fact, it looks like all of us have a lot of work to do for the festival. I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when I say that some help would be much appreciated.
Ah. So it's basically a choice between who to spend my weekend with. Why do I suddenly feel so nervous?
I suppose I could use a bit of help. Not that I really need it, but if you wanted to help bake stuff, I could always have you do some dirty work. But if you help, you better not sneak a cupcake to eat. Natsuki, I doubt Baron will want to help you if you make him out to be a burden. If you don't need any help, I believe you'd be better off assisting someone else. Well, that's up to him to decide. Maybe he likes baking. Have you ever thought of that? Besides, how hard can making decorations be anyway? It's not as if I'm speaking for myself.
Or only for myself. Whatever. You know what she's trying to say.
Monica and Sayori would likely be appreciative of help as well. And it's not that it really matters, but decorating requires a lot of creativity and meticulous work. So does baking!
I feel like that was more Sayori than Natsuki. Whatever, I'll slowly work on it.
You've never baked a day in your life! How could you possibly know?
Throughout their bickering, I can't help but notice that Sayori hasn't said a word. Does she not want me to help her? Or am I just overthinking this? It's impossible to think properly with the arguing going on.
Guys! Let's settle down for a moment. In the end, it's like Natsuki said. Baron's the only one who gets to decide how he'd like to contribute. There's no need to argue over him like he's the last boy on Earth. I think it's fair to say that each of us has plenty of work to do. This has nothing to do with him being a boy! I agree. We're merely discussing our workloads.
Looks like Monica has united Natsuki and Yuri with a common enemy.
Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just move on already? Alright then. Moving along. Baron, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me, varying expressions playing on their faces. But of course, I'm gonna go with... Yuri, because that's the route I'm deciding to go on. Not so cute, but the bun is the one. How's it going? Welcome into the stream. I mean, yeah, I much prefer Natsuki out of all of them. Sayori's a close second, but I already decided ahead of time the first route through for this mod will be Yuri. And I'm not going to go back on that because then I'll have to load up all the previous saves and do a lot of other stuff. Yeah, morning to you too. I hope your day's starting out well. Well, I'll probably be most useful helping out Yuri.
Me? Are you serious?
That was definitely more Sayori. Oh well.
Why would you... Natsuki? I can already tell you're about to say something mean. No. I was just saying...
Since you're playing a mod, you've played the actual game already, so won't spoil anything. Yeah, I already know what happens in base game. I already know what happens in the original Doki Doki, so that's fine. It's just if you know what happens in this mod in particular, I'd rather not spoil it for anyone else who is watching that hasn't played through it. When this mod first came out, I did play through it, but that was a long while ago, so I already know at least, for the most part, the major plot beats of the mod, but I'm not going to spoil that for anyone that's tuning in for the first time. Things are great in California? Oh, cool. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, base game Doki Doki spoilers, that's fine. Blue Sky spoilers? None of that. None right now. Exactly. So yeah. Good old Jen here. Good, good friend of the channel and friend of mine. Yeah, she has not seen what happens in this mod, so play the Sayori good ending of Blue Skies. All right. Cool. My actual plan for the routes I'm gonna take is Yuri, then Sayori, and then Natsuki. So that's just my idea. I go from the one I'm not. I want one from the one from the wheel spin, which, I'm not actually. I don't like Yuri too much out of the girls. Sayori with a close second, and then Natsuki with the first. Always like to ask so I don't spoil anything. That is considerate of you. I thank you for that. And everyone would thank you for that. You would need that as a palate cleanser. Yes, Sayori's the palate cleanser after Yuri. Not to harsh on anyone that likes Yuri. Saving best girl for last, yeah. My best girl for last. Because Everaqua, who's also in the chat, Yuri is her best girl. And clearly, Karnskalot, I'm not sure. 100% sure how to say your name. Yeah, clearly you said you like Sayori, so I'm gonna assume Sayori is your best girl, but just correct me if I am wrong. You were a Yurian, but after you played the game, just full on just Sayori. That's fair. Taste can change. Karnescala, just a stupid name I came up with. Hey, it's a name. I mean, come on, it's better than my name. I mean, my name is Baron Bananas, damn it. Could use your Reddit name, but no. Yeah, it's fine. Name's a name. Some people just have numbers or random assortment of gibberish as a username, so it's all good. It's all good. No name judgment here.
So, you'll be helping Yuri then, Baron?
Yeah. If that's okay with you, Yuri.
Of course. Sorry. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things. Your assistance will be much appreciated. Okay, well, that's sorted out then. Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking by yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said it would be fine. Okay. How about you, Sayori? We can work together if you want. I think I'll be okay, thanks.
Hey, Neo Pyro, how's it going? Welcome in.
What an independent bunch you all are.
So, is that everything we needed to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it.
Are you guys excited?
Well, excited might not be the right word. But I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit.
She glances shyly in my direction.
Do you feel the same way, Baron?
Yeah. I haven't really made any banners before, and I don't know much about aromatherapy, whatever that is. So it'll be a new experience for me. I'm sorry in advance if I'm not very useful, Yuri.
No, there's nothing to worry about. I appreciate you offering to help me in the first place.
Good to know. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's the spirit, guys. That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? I'm just looking forward to making all those cupcakes. Those new students better appreciate them.
Question for everyone. Had anyone here played Katawa Shoujo? I'm currently playing through Katawa Shoujo on my streams. I've already finished off the Lily and Emmy route, and I'm currently working on Hanako. So, yes for me. I've definitely played Katawa before. In fact, I believe my next stream of that is going to be Friday? Yep, I know that 100%. I actually played through this first, and then this actually got me to want to try Katawa way back then, like, you know, months and months ago. And then I decided, hey, let's just start streaming them. Why not? Can't remember exactly everything that happened, so I'm still getting kind of new surprises.
I'm sure they will. Don't you worry. After all, they look just as nice as they taste.
There's a general murmur of agreement.
I have a little surprise in mind with the cupcakes that I think everyone will like. Oh, what would that be?
Natsuki rolls her eyes.
It's called a surprise for a reason, dummy. You'll find out on Monday.
You played Emmy's and Shizune's good ending route? Okay. Yeah, we finished Emmy's not too long ago. After Hanako, we're going into Shizune. That's all good. Hey, my alerts are really low or either really late. I also have my volume down, so yeah, thanks for the follow, Mass Destruct 123. Thank you very much for the follow. I heard the game that I can download on school laptop. You talking about Doki Doki, or are you talking Katawa? So, I mean, both are free and probably could easily be put on a laptop. Ah, Doki Doki. Yeah, still welcome into the stream. This isn't base game Doki Doki, just so you know. This is a mod for it, so oh, you know it's Blue Skies? Perfect. Okay, good. Good. Didn't know if you were just expecting this to be base game or whatnot. Never know. No, Karnskala, thanks for the following as well. Thank you. Played Blue Skies on school laptop. Still laugh about that. Because you downloaded it on a school laptop?
Of course. How silly of me to forget. Anyway, there's nothing more to discuss for today. Everyone knows what they're doing, so I'll see you all on Monday with your festival stuff.
I just went and said, take that school system. I figured out loopholes and exploit them when I want to. Sometimes that's really fun. Just to find the little loopholes or exploits or whatnot. It's like, yeah, normally I can't do this, but if I do go a weird back route version, yeah, there we go. Now it works.
Oh, sorry. Before I go, Sayori, anything you want to add?
Sayori has been awfully quiet. If I wasn't so worried about her, I might have forgotten she was in the room. Damn, dude! Remote learning? Okay. So yeah, you're doing remote learning, so you're not really learning, I'm guessing. That's the joke there.
Hmm? No, I'm okay, thanks. I'm looking forward to what your little mystery is, Natsuki.
Yeah, careful there, Mass. Jen does teach, so she may take offense. And she's also very blunt. As Natsuki and Monica leave, Sayori turns to Yuri and I.
Oh, and Baron, Yuri? I hope you two have fun.
She giggles as she walks out the door. Hang on, weren't we meant to walk home together? As I move forward to intercept her, I feel a light tap on my shoulder. Ah, okay. Just makes the learning a little more difficult. I'm sure there's probably some way that'll work for you. Might not have just found it yet. Ah, okay. That's what IEP means. Okay, okay. I'm sorry that that's failed in helping you. Yeah, that just sounds like laziness on their part, if they're not even bothering to just call. Yeah, most I can say is just keep trying as best you can. And, you know, just try to hold out. Hopefully things will get back to normal so you won't have to do remote learning. And, yeah, just do your best. I really, there's really not much I can say. Just do your best. Do what you can without driving yourself crazy. Never been better? Yeah, well, I hear a lot of people, their mental state isn't doing greatest, but then again, everybody's different. So some people are reacting differently to remote learning or quarantines and whatnot. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Not being around people just kind of cause even more problems for you. I understand that entirely. It's Yuri, looking incredibly sheepish.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you or anything. It's just... I realized we have no way of contacting each other this weekend.
I forgot about that myself, actually. Question about the mod? Shoot, go for it. I do indeed have the sensor on. I turn it on every time I load up the game, just to be safe. Because I know I can't show any of that on Twitch. So yeah, I'm good there. Yeah, don't worry. Do not worry. I've got that turned off. When I'm playing Katawa Shoujo, I have that turned off, and for the things that aren't censored, which, while it's very few, they still happen, I've got a thing covering that as well. So we are all good there. I'm not going to get destroyed by Twitch for showing something. Can't believe that slipped my mind. Do you, want my mobile number?
I think that would be the best way, yes.
Oh yeah, I know I have to use it for Katawa Shoujo. I have to. But there's still some points that aren't actually censored in it, surprisingly. It's not that it's bad, it's just it has more than this game does. But even with the actual game sensor turned on, some of the in-game sprites, like these, some aren't censored when they disrobe. So I have to throw something up covering them when that happens. Wasn't prepared for it the first time it happened, and just had to scramble to turn it on real quick, just to be safe, but yeah. Yeah, this game has them, but not too many. Katawa Shoujo has multiple for... Most girls have multiple, some only have one, but there's a lot more going. Exactly, there's much more. Yeah, this game only has a few. Yeah, I'd say if you're gonna download another game, maybe check out Katawa Shoujo. It's also free. Probably easily work around getting that downloaded as well. And I mean, Blue Skies was, you know, inspired by Katawa Shoujo, so you never know. You might end up enjoying it too. Okay. Here you go. We exchange numbers. As I add her number to my list of contacts, I realize how small my contact list actually is. Apart from Sayori and my parents, it's basically empty. Doki Doki's on Steam, yeah. Katawa Shoujo? No, you download it directly from their website. And yeah, Steam doesn't have 18 plus content. You have to patch all that in. Apart from Sayori, my parents, it's basically empty. A reminder of how my life was before joining this club.
Baron?
Huh? Sorry, I must have spaced out a little.
It's okay. I was just saying I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday.
Eh? Doki Doki is on itch and Steam? Okay. My house?
Is that a problem?
No, not at all. I just thought I'd be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you.
I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house.
Find it easier to mod the itch builder rather than the Steam build, so that's also neat. Okay. Yeah, to each their own. If you find it easier to use one than the other, yeah, cool. Everybody has their preferences. Oh? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. I guess it's not really that important either way. I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I can actually contribute to whatever you have in mind, Yuri. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Oh, there, you two got some common ground there to talk about.
Don't underestimate yourself, Baron. I think that we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something.
Wait! You don't actually think that, do you?
I don't.
So how does one spell KS? Like that. Katawa Shoujo, also known as, actually the literal translation, Disability Girls. Visual novel made by people off of 4chan, but is very, very well done and very you know. It's very heartwarming, wrenching, all that fun stuff. Your stream has become an open chat room. Apparently. That's okay, though. As long as you guys are enjoying yourselves and I'm still enjoying myself, I think we're fine. It's blocked by your school? Oh. Well, work your magic and find a workaround. If you can't get it from the direct site, you might be able to find a torrent or something for it somewhere.
I don't know.
You already know you have a... Yep.
It's difficult to come up with any other reason you may have chosen me.
You're forgetting the one reason with the most... You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. There's around a 15-second delay between us commenting and you seeing it, just to let you know. Is there really? Is there really a 15-second delay? Huh. Might be my thing at my end. I'm not sure. Pause and unpause the stream. That could probably fix it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. I chose to help you because that's simply what I want to do. But Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Besides, you helped me a lot with Sayori earlier. I have to return the favor somehow.
Oh, you really don't have to worry about that.
I'm only teasing. I'd love to help you out. I always enjoy your company. Her face flushes a bright crimson.
There's no way you sincerely mean that.
Of course I do. You're a delight to be around, Yuri.
I see. Forgive me, Baron. It's just... I rarely hear such kind things spoken so genuinely.
I really can't understand why anyone would say mean things about her. Just because she keeps to herself? Or because her interests deviate a little from the norm? Regardless, I really do want to spend my Sunday with you, Yuri. Can you believe me? She looks me straight in the eyes, deep in thought. It's almost as if I can see the gears turning in her head. After a brief moment, she sighs and nods.
Yes, I believe you. I hope that we have an exceptional time together, Baron. I didn't mean for that to sound so serious.
I just paused and unpaused. Here's a test. Okay, that could have also just been a slight delay on my part because I was still reading and then I spoke it. Still, that's not bad. Plus, I mean, we're not doing it. I'm not playing anything too serious where I'm requiring input from everyone really quick for a decision. This is something I can afford to just relax, chill, take a few moments. It's not something crazy like I'm trying to play a Jackbox game and that 15 seconds is the deciding factor whether you win or lose a round. Stream is smooth on your end? Good, good, good. Glad to hear. May not always be that way. My internet likes to act up at times, so just a forewarning.
I'm doing it again.
Yuri clears her throat.
What I wanted to say was... I'm looking forward to Sunday.
A genuine smile plays across her face. Me too, Yuri. I leave the club room, Yuri following behind me. It looks like Sayori didn't wait up for me. She's probably at home by now. I can't help but feel guilty about not walking home with her, but... maybe she really does want to be left alone. It'd certainly explain why she seemed to shrug off my attempts to help her, right? But I feel like something's off. I wish I could just focus on what's going on in front of me. Yes, our living room. So that's what that does. And yeah, I'm gonna call it there for today. It's because I need to eat some stuff and I gotta do a few things, unfortunately. So I'm sorry if you guys just kinda just joined in and I'm ending now. I usually go for about 2 hours anyhow. So let's actually just no, actually, can I return to the menu just so I can get the menu music? Main menu. I already saved, so we're all good there. Alright. So that was fun. We got through the next day, and we're about to do the festival preparations. So that'll be fun and interesting. So, tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is where I'm at, I'll be continuing Blue Skies from where we left off. Then Friday, 10 o'clock again, we'll be back into Katawa Shoujo, and Saturday will just be a chill Stardew Valley stream at 12 o'clock. So yeah, I appreciate everyone for coming in. Mass and Carnscalot, thanks a lot for the follows. I appreciate it very, very much. I appreciate everyone that watched, lurked, commented, and everything. Yeah, make sure you eat your breakfast there, buddy. Don't go skipping a meal. You do want to see my Katawa Shoujo playthroughs? Most of the VODs for my playthroughs are still here on my channel, so if you feel like taking a skim through a few of those, go ahead. Just so you can see what I've done and whatnot. It's 9:16 where you are. Oh, well, yeah, that's quite the difference. It's lunchtime for me, basically, now. So yeah, I'm hoping everyone has themselves a good rest of the day. I hope I'll see you in future streams. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Later.